people, how are you super singles? Karibu. This is Annie, your big mama. Welcome to these editions of the causes of divorce. We've been looking at a series of causes of divorce because we want to know why exactly or what causes us to be single. And we agreed that we were going to look at the causes of divorce or whatever it is that breaks marriages and how we get to find ourselves singles. Yes, this is Annie, your big mama. Karibu. We are going to look at incompatibility today. Incompatibility is yet another very serious bug that gets to affect relationships, that gets to break marriages. So what exactly do we mean by incompatibility? You realize that you get into a relationship, you get into a marriage with someone that you've not quite gotten to know a little more about them. You've not gotten to look at whatever it is that they are, their behavior, their character, their religion, their finances, their academics, their intellectual abilities, and all this. So you get into the relationship, you get all the way to marriage without really taking your time to get to find what this person is like. We know that, and especially for the ladies, women, we look at someone, we think, hey, they're able to take care of bills, they pay our bills, they take us on holidays, they buy us expensive gifts, they've got all the money to get us whatever it is that we need. They're even able to buy us cars and all that kind of thing. And we sit back and say, for as long as he's able to take care of my financial needs, for as long as he's got enough money to take care of me, most certainly this guy will take care of my babies and the family at large. You're forgetting that there's more to it than just the finances. Remember, someone could be owning the whole world, but they're very mannerless. They are not the kind of people that you want to spend the rest of your life with. No wonder we get to see people, somebody has everything. They're driving big cars, they're taken on holidays, their children go to the best schools, but then you're not really happy in that marriage because this person has all manners of things that you do not like. Maybe, they drink, they're violent, they're disrespectful, they beat you up, at the slightest provocation. This person does not even respect you to begin with. But yes, they meet all the obligations, they pay all the bills, your children go to the best schools around, you dress very nicely, and you're taken to dinners and all that kind of thing. You just need to go to Dubai on holiday, all you need to do is this and you are taken. But then after you get to settle down in this marriage and you get to see a few things, maybe many anyway, that you do not quite like about this person, you get really annoyed, you get miserable, you get frustrated, you get to feel like, hey, I've got everything money can buy, but I'm not happy. I'm not happy in this relationship. This is a guy maybe you cannot even hold a conversation with. You cannot even get to communicate to him that, hey, XYZ are areas that I feel a little, hard up on, and I would like you to change. This is not a person you can sit and hold a conversation with. Maybe they are an absentee husband. You got to marry them to begin with because you thought, hey, I need companionship. I mean, you had your bed back at home, you had a house. I mean, you were not living in the bush, you were not living on the streets. You had a home, you had all these things, but then you get to marry them because you want their companionship. But then they end up being absentee husbands, absentee fathers, and you are like, no, this is not what I bargained for. In as much as I am happy, I get to eat everything I want, I get to wear anything I want, I get to drive a car of my choice, but then I am not happy. How many times, like around us, just look around you, and how many people do we get to see? Someone was happy in terms of finances, materially, they are very comfortable, looking at them from our lenses. But then this person is so uncomfortable, is so unhappy, is so miserable that at some point they decide, no. I'm gonna leave all these things and go live in a 4x4 room with my children without even a car. I will walk and I will take a matatu and I will go wherever I want, but I want to be happy. So it means that it's not always about finances. You could have all the money, but then you're not happy. So let us look at this person that we're getting involved with and see how compatible we can get to be. Is this a person that we can hold a conversation with? Is this a friend? When we get to marry our friends, we know that we can always discuss anything, we can always laugh together, we can always share, we can always, in the event that I am not happy or he's not happy, we can sit down and get to discuss and dialogue, and properly so, and get to an amicable solution, or get to an amicable way and a mutually agreeable way of living our life even in that marriage. But then, once we get to those levels of incompatibility, maybe they're Christian, you're Muslim. You're not very comfortable with him being Christian because you want him to be Muslim. But then this cannot go. This will not work. He's not willing to stop whatever it is. You are also not willing to stop whatever it is that you're going through. Sometimes we also look at, even the academics. I've had clients coming to say, hey, we are not able to, hold an intellectual discourse with this person. I feel like I married a baby, I married someone who is not fully developed. We are not even able to hold a sensible conversation with them. So I've got to go out there and get people that I can intellectually engage with. So these are, they may seem small or little, but they eventually get to affect us. You've not gotten to know what temperaments this guy has. You just hop into the wagon because on your checklist, finances, tick. Good looks, tick. He's able to take care of my holidays and all that, tick. He is willing to go out of his way and buy me the most expensive stuff, gifts, dresses, tick. Once you're done with that, you think that now you've gotten the right person. That may not necessarily be the case, because once you get into that relationship, once you get into that marriage, this is a person that you intend to spend the rest of your life with. So if you cannot be compatible, if you cannot be friends, if you cannot relate, relate like a friend, because first they ought to be your friend before they even become your husband. Because when you're friends, basically everything else will flow. So you get to realize that sometimes as women, we get excited because of the few things that we get to see or know about this person, and we jump onto the wagon. When we get to settle, the dust is settled, the babies are here, the bills are here, sometimes financial constraints are here because of many varied reasons, and you start feeling like, hey, I think I did not make the right decision. This is the time that you find a woman walking out to go hustle out there with nothing in their name, but they're like, I'd rather be happy, be single, hustle for my children and myself, but I do not want to be with that person who beats me up, is violent, is not even controlled, like they get angry, they want to break stuff and they want to, hit everything around them and all that kind of thing. And this is a person that you cannot be able to sit down and talk to. Why? Because you're already scared. When you're scared, your partner scares you that much, then it means you cannot be able to relate amicably. You cannot be able to politely say, hey, Baba Fulani, we need to have a meeting. Baba Fulani, we need to talk. I do not like the way, for instance, you keep spending money. I mean, we need to know that we have a future. These are kids, they're growing up. They will need school fees. They will need this and that. We need to develop. We need to buy a house of our own. We need to buy plots. We need to develop. But this person is just a spendthrift. Yes, they make money and a lot of it, but they do not think of development. So you sit back and you're like, hey, if I continue living with this guy and with this kind of a lifestyle, you can be sure that 10, 15, 20, or even 40 years to come, we will have nothing. We will continue living in rental houses because we cannot manage our own house. And it's not because we are broke, it's because he spends money just carelessly, So, incompatibility, and in all areas of its sense, incompatibility plays a very big role. If we do not take our time to get to understand this person, do we share ideas and agree on them? Are we compatible? What are his hobbies? What are his likes? What are his dislikes? What is his background like? How was he growing up? What was his life growing up like? Where are his parents? I mean, get to understand this person. You will be able to know where they're coming from, where they are at, and you can almost predict to a certain degree what sort of a person he will be even in the future, judging by what you see, what you get to discuss, what you get to dialogue, what you agree on, the things that you get to discuss. So we must always endeavor to get to know our partners very well, get some levels of compatibility. I mean, it can never be 100%. It can never be his likes same as your likes, his favorite color, your favorite color, his priorities, same priorities. But these are things that can be discussed. If his are like this, and you would wish that they be, somehow reasonable, so that you are able to develop together. If you are able to sit them down, you get to discuss, you plan together, you get to acquire things together. Whatever it is that might get to affect you in the future, deal with it now. Handle it now. Discuss it now. Get to know how many children does he want? How many children do I want? I mean, get to agree. Get to a level where you can be able to dialogue and get to agree. If you do not get to do this, you can rest assured that this is a bug that will come to hit you somewhere, 2 or 3 children down the line, 10, 20 years down the line, and you get to see people divorcing after 30 years of marriage, and you're like, what? What just changed? Nobody changed. It's because you opted not to discuss these things, and there are things that maybe you're not happy with. He is not willing to change, you're not willing to cope. What happens is, we go separate ways. Yet these are things that can be handled right from the onset. The minute you meet this person and you think this is my Mr. Right, get to discuss these things. Get to know them more. Get to know them better. Allow them to also know you. Let them know your aspirations. Let them know your expectations. Let them know your likes and your dislikes. Let them know your dreams. Let them know everything about you. Put them on a weighing scale. Is this something that I can live with? Yes or no? If yes, go on. If no, it's going to remain a no forever and ever. So it's up to you. So ladies, let's endeavor to get to know this person. Let's get to at least a certain level of compatibility. This way, we will be able to move together. We will be able to work in a partnership. This will be companionship that you will not want to lose. So ladies, this is also yet another reason we get to find ourselves very single. Not because the person is so out of this world, no. But it's because you never got to discuss things, you never got to agree on things, and now it has gotten to a level where you cannot communicate to make things better. So you end up going separate ways. And this is another cause of divorce. Ladies, we are not going to find ourselves single because there are things we overlooked, because there are things we never looked at, we never discussed, we never, Ladies, let's agree that we are going to take our time. We are going to do exactly that, and it will, in the long run, be of benefit to ourselves. We are not saying that you cannot be single because you're disagreeing with someone. Yes, being single is also another choice, but we just cannot allow you to be single because of things that can be taken care of. No. Please stay in that marriage. When you get to meet your Mr. Right, stay with him, live with him, end with him. Grow old together. That would be the best thing to do. I mean, even the Bible says it that way. But of course, if it doesn't work, badala ya kutoka huko ukiwa kwa kaburi, instead of having them hurt you, abuse you emotionally, psychologically, physically, sometimes we do not have to sit until we get maimed, until we get killed for us to leave that place. No. Make a decision. But before we get there, there is so much we can be able to do to save the situation. And saving the situation starts from back then, when you start dating this person, when you meet them, when you get to know them. Please do the right thing in the right manner. It will save us a lot of trouble. Karibu sana. This is Annie, your big mama. Do not forget to like, subscribe. Let's meet at the comment section. Let's get to know what you think about incompatibility or compatibility in a marriage. This way, we get to learn together. Don't we? Yes, we do. This is Annie, your big mama. Have yourself a good time. Up until the next video. Ciao!